So I want to let you know that for the first time in our almost 5 years of doing this, I've felt like a serious, legit movie critic.
I mean, we basically are, right? Even though we literally say we're not in our
I know
opening
we literally say we're not
name,
because like we never changed that in 5 years. But one of my most favorite podcasts is Smartless with Will Arnett, Jason Bateman, and Sean Hayes. Yes.
Oh, okay.
And do you ever listen to it? It's very funny. They're funny. They just recently, like within the last like 3 or 4 episodes, made a big deal about almost getting, and they were talking about it the way we see it, 250 episodes.
Oh.
And they were talking about, they're like, what did we unlock? And what do we blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh my God, we have a thing that we unlock. And we have a thing. And then they're like, what do we do after 250? And I was like, that's what I've been thinking about because we're at 243.
This is 243. The one
I'm like,
right
we're
now.
At 243. Yeah. And I'm almost at the same pace as the fucking Smartless guys. And yeah, once we hit 250, just so you know, folks, we have this little podcasting little like thing that like tracks us and says, keep going, folks. Do. And there's nothing after 250 episodes, which means we are fucking experts.
We did it. We did it. We get our degrees.
When I listened to them go on and they were singing about 250 episodes, it was so fucking funny. I was laughing so hard, and I kept thinking, oh my God, like, we're fucking legit.
Yeah.
So that's that.
We have business cards. I have a framed check on my wall in my loft from, I think that one's Instacart, I want to say. $15.
Wait, what's our profit? 15?
Well, $15.
No, 15. 15. ... You guys figure out what it means.
It could be 1,000. It could be 100. It could be
0 cents.
Million. Okay. It could be nothing. Yes.
Oh wait, so 243 and then 7 more.
Mm-hmm.
Math. Oh my God.
That's right.
It? Can you believe it?
I can, because it is math.
Oh my God.
I'm impressed with you also being like, it's been 5 years and saying it casually, because I do feel like a lot of times when you bring it up, you're like, I can't believe what have we been doing? It's crazy. And I'm always like, that's just the math. It's just math, Bridge.
Sisters who've seen it. We are the sisters who've seen it. Sisters, shooby-dooby-doo-wop, sisters, shooby-dooby-doo-wop, sisters, 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 sisters. Sisters who've seen it.
Hello.
Hello there.
Hello, Annie. I guess I would talk normal because you're the British one, I'm the American one.
Welcome.
Hey, what up? I'm from California, but I'm not.
I'm from London.
You sound like y'all from London. Yes, welcome back, listeners. We're here. You know, we're not twins, believe it or not. Unless we cut our hair and dye it the same color.
I pierced my ears for you.
Yeah, we both have pierced ears already, so we're already there, you know.
That's true.
But listeners, we are sisters, and I'm going to introduce ourselves so you know what's happening, who we are, who are we. So listeners, we are the Sisters Who've Seen It, the podcast where 2 sisters who are not movie critics look back on some of our favorites throughout the years through a psychological, ethical, and familial lens. I'm Katie.
I'm Bridget.
Okay, I wanted to find a quote, but now I'm just going to sing the song. Oh! We're doing the handshake. Woo!
Oh, it's
There's
Disney.
a lot. Okay, can I tell you what I thought of when I saw the handshake?
Did you think of our alien?
Well, I always think of that.
Okay.
And then I thought to myself, like, all right, if I wanted to, like, make up a handshake with, like, I don't know, a kid, like, you know, in the future, whatever, and my brain went to Broad City, where when Abby goes to a fucking Bed Bath & Beyond all the time, and she has, like, a handshake with, like, a random worker there.
And Alana's like,
oh,
she's
still
like,
going. Yeah.
How many times do you come here, Abby?
Oh my god. That's the handshake I want to learn, is that one.
God.
Yeah. So, wow. Bridge, what's the movie this week?
1998, starring Lindsay Lohan. Did she get an Oscar for this? Because she should have.
She should have.
The Parent Trap.
Yeah. Disney movie.
Goddamn good was Lindsay Lohan as a kid.
She was good.
You are the biggest kid actor critic, and I knew coming into this, I was like, if
good.
Katie critiques her, I will fight her to death. I was watching the movie like, this kid is unbelievable.
No, she was good, and she was good even when it was like the trickier parts where she was playing one of the twins, but then was pretending to be the other twin as the one twin. And
Face Off is
it was
Nicolas
so
Cage.
Face Off. Oh my god, it really fucking was.
When did Face Off come out?
I think Face Off was definitely before this movie, but
1997.
Yeah.
Do you think Nicolas Cage called her up and was like, "Hey, here's how you do it.
Here's some tips.
Here's some tips. You gotta be crazy eyes."
Well, and of course, if you're not thinking it, everyone, Bridget and I were certainly thinking of it. Very, very similar to It Takes Two. I know there are different plots, but they're kind of similar. But in It Takes Two, you had two different actual twins. It was separate, like, human beings. And yeah, Lindsay Lohan, damn, like, go team. I love how they, in the credits too, they were like, and introducing
her
Lindsay
debut
Lohan.
film.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. No one does that before. But they were like, this kid, you know that they looked at each other and were like, this kid.
Yeah.
This kid.
I'm telling you, it's just, they were like a redheaded child actor. Get her in here. Neither of the parents have red hair and nobody's going to question it. Get her in here.
Let's do it.
Yep. Wow. Well, Bridge, I actually do think it's your synopsis because I did a couple in a row.
I'm sorry about that.
No, but then you had done some in a row, and now we're gonna try to fix that.
Okay, so we start off with Natasha Richardson, R.I.P.
Who's that? The mom?
Yeah.
She's dead?
Yeah, she had like a famous death.
What happened? Oh no. Was it skiing? I just always assume it's skiing.
It was at Mont Tremblant. She was skiing. Yep.
Oh my god.
She fell and hit her head. Yeah. I was like, there was something tragic. So
it's always fucking skiing. Okay.
Don't put that juju on my family.
Sorry. Take it back.
Take it back. Suck out the witch stuff. Take out the witch energy. So we see like a love scene with Natasha Richardson, who is the mom of the Lindsay Lohan twins. And then Dennis Quaid, who is the dad of the Lindsay Lohan twins.
Son of a bitch, Dennis
All's
Quaid.
great. They're in love. They're on a cruise ship. And there's like a cutesy little picture. And done. We're at camp. Camp is like an all-girls camp, except for, believe it or not, Katie, the only boy that like his whole shtick was like, I'm not supposed to be here. That was Lindsay Lohan's little brother.
Wow.
So the whole camp was like a girls' outdoor whatever camp. And I would say the ages were probably like 10 to 15, 14.
Yeah.
That kind of tween. And Lindsay Lohan plays both characters, Hallie and Annie.
Yeah.
And I am actually confused which one is British and which
and
one
Annie's
isn't.
the British one.
Okay.
And when you meet her, she has really long hair. Okay. And then Hallie's the California one. And she's shorter
actually,
hair.
I'm tracking. So Hallie doing her thing, meeting her friends, having a great time. Annie doing her thing, meeting her friends, having a great time. Obviously, totally two different personalities. Hallie grew up with her father on a unbelievable vineyard in Napa Valley. Like, who's the rich one here, please?
There's a lot of affluence in this movie.
Okay. And she's kind of like hippie and cool and like, whatever, man. And she's very like, I want to play poker, hustle, bustle. Annie grew up with her mother, and her mother designs wedding dresses, and she is a lot more proper and definitely uses like words like frigid and preposterous. And, she shows up in a fucking limo with a butler and has on like the most plaid, I don't even know, like the most preppy of prep outfit.
Yeah.
As they do their thing with their camp, they're both like nice, cool kids, but they, like, somehow keep bumping into each other in, like, competitive ways. So first is the sword fighting. What do you call it? Fencing. First is fencing. Yeah. And then they kind of get in a tiff, like, you pushed me in the water, and like, well, you lost, and then, like, they have a rivalry, and then everyone's like, holy crap, you guys look alike, and they're like, I don't see it, but which I thought was, like, pretty slick. I'm like, well, you guys are identical, but whatever.
Yeah.
Then it gets so bad, because they keep pranking each other and doing these insane, no, I'm gonna get you, then I'm gonna get you, that the counselors are like, that's it. Enough is enough. You're going to this fucking isolation bunk.
The isolation
where you like have to be alone in a house, and then they start to like just be normal people because they're not like around their friends, and they realize like, wait a second, when's your birthday? Wait a second, that's what you're fucking.
I mean,
wait a second. Which, by the way, I know we'll get into it, but I thought about this movie and I'm like, how are they gonna spin twins not knowing each other as like me hating the parents?
Yeah.
Like I was like, how are they gonna do this, Disney? This is a backflip. Like, how are you doing this? But I don't know why. Like, maybe it was the cheery music. I fell for it.
Probably.
Right? And so basically they realize, oh my God, we have like basically been living like Annie lived with her mom, Haley lived with her dad, and Haley was like, I have the best idea ever. Why don't we pretend to be each other and go back to like the opposite parent? Because she's like, I've died to meet my mom. And then Annie's like, I've died to meet my dad. And so then they do that, and that's really cool and cute because obviously the parents don't know because it just looks like their freaking kid. Yeah. And then chaos ensues because the dad's got a girlfriend and she's like not the best. And so then she tries to like figure out ways to get rid of the girlfriend, and then it's like chaos, and then they eventually like bring them all back together. And I'm going to need you to help me there because I might have been falling asleep in and out of it, but I know I was having fun.
Okay.
I know I was having fun. So did I miss anything?
Meredith is the gonna be fiance, but
who's 26. Okay.
We're gonna talk about it.
How is she a PR mogul at 26?
That's a question.
Okay.
Lots of questions, little answers. I mean, I'm sorry. Again, it takes two. I'm like, you are wanting to be Clarice Kensington. You don't have a seashell bra. Okay. And unlike Clarice Kensington, we don't even get to a wedding with those two. Like, she kind of gets, like, deleted out of the movie at one point, and I was like, whoa, okay. And
they bring the parents back together.
Yeah, they want the parents to get back together, right.
Which they do a pretty good job, and then la-di-da, it's a Disney movie, right? So connect the dots. But
such a Disney movie. So this was, like, also a remake, because it was also a Disney movie in like the 60s, I want to say, of The Parent Trap. And it's the same thing. It was like there's a 1961. So, and by the way, we need to call out the queen, the icon, Nancy Myers. Nancy, you son of a bitch. Love you.
Nancy Myers, fun facts about Nancy Myers. Her husband, let me make sure I look him up because I think he's the producer because they always like tag team their shit, I think.
Oh. That was the guy that then they got divorced, and then she wrote The Holiday.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So they have two daughters named Haley and Annie, and that's where they named them Haley and Annie. How cool is that?
That's kind of cool.
But so Nancy Myers, though, it was this guy. Yeah, Charles Shire, and he worked on the film.
And did he own a winery in Napa Valley, and then she lived in Britain, and then they... No, I don't know if that's true.
That'd be amazing.
All
right.
Listen.
I'm gonna really work this dyslexia, but it's gonna be hard. Okay? It's gonna be hard.
Yeah, this is, again, going back to Face Off, we needed to, like... Just keep we need the whiteboard. We need the Basic Instinct whiteboard. But
I gotta tell you, like, the body doubles, I know it wasn't Lindsay Lohan, like, every single time. I know sometimes there's, like, a body double. It was so good. Like,
it was good.
Wow, it wasn't like one time I looked and was like, oh my God, that's so not Lindsay Lohan, you know? I was like, how did they do? They did an incredible job.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure some way that they do those effects. Listen, that's still being done. I texted you about this movie. I want you to see this movie so badly. I want you to go see Sinners in theaters.
Okay, this is supposed to be like Hot and Heavy with Michael B. Jordan, right?
So fucking good. Double the Michael B. Jordan because he plays twins. Identical twins.
Whoa.
And it's like believable. I'm like, oh my God, there's two of you. And I think there's really two of you. But there's only one of you. And yes, you should fucking see it. It's like, I don't know. There is death, but I don't think it's scary. I think you'll appreciate the cinema. And the villain's an Irish guy. And I'm like, yeah, cool. It's really great music. He does an Irish jig. It's amazing. Oh my God.
Let's do it.
Okay, I'm sorry. We are now on a cruise ship. The Queen Anne II, I think. And they met on the ship and then got married on the ship and then divorced, I think, on the ship. Does that mean these girls were like wedding night babies? Like, is that what we're inferring?
That's exactly. October 11th was
the math.
Carry the 2 plus the 1.
And then because they were like 11 years later and 9 months.
I didn't take it that literally, but I took it like they had their thing and then it just fizzled. Like it was fun when they were on a cruise ship and then they got to real life and it didn't work out. But they didn't really go into details, you know? No,
there's like a weird scene later on where Dennis Quaid's like, why did you leave? What happened? And she's like, I just left. And then she's like, but you didn't follow me. And I was like, you two.
So then how did he get the daughter?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
I'm like, you two might deserve each other.
Well, and honestly, I thought to myself, so you're looking at each other in a hospital and saying, we ain't going to work out. So what we're going to do is not bet on 23andMe in the future.
No.
We're going to bet on, I take this one, you take that one, we high five and peace out.
That's fucked up.
Has someone actually done this?
Definitely.
I thought about that too.
I think this has probably absolutely happened.
This is so fucked up, but I didn't hate the parents. How did that happen?
I don't know. Maybe
but like we should hate the parents, right?
We should. They're like the villains, I think. I feel like Dennis Quaid is more of a villain because of his later on choices in life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird, but like the summer camp setup, I mean, again, it's just, listen, you're a kid in the 90s. There's going to be a movie about a summer camp. There's going to be billions of movies about summer camp. Camp Nowhere? Okay. Just envision it. It Takes Two? We're all there.
Who doesn't love camp in the 90s?
I mean, these kids, they all fucking loved it. And I had to take a pause. We have to give a shout out because this movie was recommended and I was very strongly reminded.
I'm so
sorry. Who recommended this?
Our favorite. Our star. Mel.
Mel,
I'm so sorry. We forgot to call you out.
Mel has guest starred on a couple episodes. She did the Teeth episode with me because I knew Bridget would never do that movie. So I was like, this is what we're doing, Mel.
Thank you, Mel.
There we go. A little quick story about Mel. And Mel, if this is, I'm going to have to check with her to make sure this isn't like a spoiler. But like, she is flat out told all of us in our friend group that when she gets engaged, which she would like to do someday.
Hit it, girl.
She would like her bachelorette party theme to be the Parent Trap. And what we mean by that is she wants us to like almost feel like we're at summer camp. We're going to be divided into like factions and we will be competing against other groups of her friends because she has lots of friends. She's like the mayor of New Jersey and now Nashville. And I thought of that, Mel, and I'm like, listen, if fencing's one of the competition things, I'm ready.
Can I show up and dress like Mel, and then like we find each other?
You're like, whoa!
I'm like, Mel, what?
It's crazy.
I'm Mel. When's your birthday? That's my birthday.
So just had to give that shout out, Mel, because, yeah, I mean, listen, it's a fun setup. They also don't see each other, like, right away. Somehow they avoid each other for, like, I would say at least a day. They avoid each other. I was impressed.
And how is it anybody being, like, the one counselor was like, wait, I was just talking to you. What?
Yeah.
What? Like, but it's like Disney. You know,
it
so
is
you're just
Disney.
like, okay, la la la. We're gonna, like, just roll with it.
The music made it feel like Disney.
Yeah.
It was like the music you'd hear at like a third grade dance. Where you're like, oh, we're playing Sweet Caroline again. Yeah,
but
like that's just
maybe I have too much love for Nancy Meyer, but it's like, I don't know, I just feel like it still was like classy and cool. I don't know how to describe it.
Well, I do like how they didn't like each other, because that's always fun. And then they kind of got into casual bullying / doing like Ashton Kutcher punk pranks on each other.
Those are some intense pranks. How did they get the freaking beds on top of the roof?
I was like, who did that? Like, I'd like to see that, please. And they don't show it. And then the other one where it was like all the like the shaving cream and the honey and that was like Ocean's 11. I'm like, this is complicated. like what casino are you gonna rob later in life? Because
I straight up when the counselors were like, that's it, pack your bags, I thought, oh shit, they're kicked out of camp, right? Because like that's how intense I thought that freaking prank was. I thought, well, that's it. They're out. And then they, just kidding, it was the isolation bunk.
The isolation bunk. We see a scene of, it looked like the entire fucking camp, like, hiking to this isolation bunk. Okay. And then the counselors are like, all right, everyone, you're free to go. And I'm like, wait, how isolated are we? Like, are we unsafe now because we're so far away from the counselors?
Also, can we talk about how Lindsay Lohan has to, like, jump naked in the lake?
Oh, that sucked. Because
like,
she lost the poker game.
Yeah, and I like, there was just so many, like, the stakes got so high. I was like, this is such an intense rivalry right now. Yeah. Like, I was into it. But then it was only, like, the first 30 minutes of the movie. I was like, is this the whole movie? Because I love it.
It just seemed like, I don't know. I was kind of like, wait, why aren't you guys questioning why you're identical? Like, first of all, that's my nightmare. Like, doppelgangers, that, like, fucking scares me. Because what if they're, like, evil, you know? Like, but I would still ask my doppelganger, like, hey, I'm scared of you, but are we actually just twins?
Can you?
Let's figure it out.
Okay, let's get real. If mom and dad were like, all right, we got twins, we have too many fucking kids, so one of you's gotta take this and this, you know that dad's like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, no.
Or I don't know. I mean, I know mom would be like, I want all the children of the world. But like, I just, like, who does that? Who splits up their fucking kids?
Yeah, no. I think the more realistic thing that probably happens is that the dad just disappears into the void and then the mom raises both children.
Did you crack up at the one comment? One of the Lindsay Lohans was like, what's your dad like? Is he that kind of dad that's always working and never around and like kind of sucks? I was like, damn, 90s.
I mean, oh, you've seen Jingle All the Way, Lindsay Lohan? Is that what you're trying to say?
Have you seen Three Ninjas? Have you seen... Oh my god.
The list goes on and on.
I need to add... Wait, is it my movie pick or your movie pick? I forgot.
At the end of this?
Yeah.
I'm picking the next one. You picked The Parent Trap.
Okay, because I have another one that me and James watched when we were away, and it's like making me think of it right now. But anyways, keep going.
Oh my god. All right, well, listen, they start to bond, and then it's like fucking dumb. It was something where it's like, hey, you want an Oreo? And the girl's like, yeah. And she's like, I ate mine with peanut butter. I know, that's like crazy. And the girl was like, oh my god, me too. And for whatever reason, that's the clicker where they're like, you know what? That's just
enough.
too rare.
It's
gotta be in our genes. Yeah. There's no way we have just a preference that's similar. And then they, are like, oh yeah, I was raised by my mom. Crazy. I was raised by my dad. Hey, we each have a half a photograph of them.
Oh
Let's
my god.
Put it together like it's the thing in Aladdin that's gonna light up and fly away to the sand dunes.
It's literally the Aladdin beetle.
It is the Aladdin beetle. And they're like, wow, we're related. And I'm like, no shit, guys. Took way too long to get here.
Well, and it was kind of Hallie's fault because Annie was like, holy shit, can you believe what we're seeing? And Hallie's like, you don't look like me.
Yeah,
like,
she was a little more sassy.
That's the sass one.
She was a sass one. You know, and then I went back to It Takes Two in my brain and I was like, oh yeah, they never acknowledge like that. They're just like, that's so weird. Anyway, let's get Steve Guttenberg and Chrissy Alley together, am I right? But, in this movie, I'm like, okay, we got there. It's fairly early, whatever. And they pretty quickly are like, hey, I want to meet my dad. You want to meet your mom. Let's, like, just switch and pretend to be each other. And we gotta look alike. And, like, we'll tell each other all stuff so you can, like, know how to act and, like, who people are and go team. And that was fun. They had to cut hair.
I loved it.
Pierce ears.
By the
Ouch.
way, the whole apple trick, piercing an ear with an apple, I was like, this is actually informative.
I'm pretty sure Mom did that.
To you?
No. No, I think Aunt Chris might have done that to Mom or vice versa.
Oh, that tracks. Oh,
yeah.
Oh my God, you're telling me a mom fact I don't know about.
I'm pretty sure.
I
We can
love
double check,
that.
but yeah, I feel like I remember her. Like,
I believe you.
I don't know why she told me that, but I was just like, "What the hell?"
I love
That's
that.
crazy. And yeah, I mean, then it's like, okay, camp's over. We're best friends. There was a really cute part where it was Hallie pretending to be Annie. This is where we have to keep our track of our people. Hallie pretending to be Annie. No. Oh my God, I already mixed it up. Annie pretending to be... Wait, no. It was Hallie pretending to be Annie going to London to meet her mom. She basically kept being like, I hope she likes me. Like, they were both like, I hope this person, like, likes me. And I'm like, oh, that's, like, such a kid way of thinking. Even though, like, of course they're gonna fucking like you. They think you're another person. But, like, oh. There were some parts that gave me the feelies. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, even when she was like, okay, Dad. And he's like, why do you keep saying Dad? And she's like, you know, just a dad that you've never been able to say Dad. And, like, your whole life, you've just never had said Dad. She's like, I mean, you know, with these 8 weeks of camp, but then if you've never had a dad and you've always just wanted to say Dad, I was like, this is so sad. And then we are not giving Melissa Chimenti her time of day, which is Chessie, who is what? The dad's like fucking butler? They both have butlers casually?
So,
but like, because we're in California, we call her Chessie? Okay.
For the first 40 minutes to an hour of the movie, I thought she was like an aunt. And then at one point she's like, I'm also a butler. And I was like, what the fuck? Why?
Well, at one point he yells at her to get like pancakes. Ew. And she's like, okay, you dick. But she's the one that had a really cute emotional scene when she was like, oh my God. Because she keeps feeling, what's wrong with you, kid? What? Yeah. Hallie, you're being weird. She's like, Hallie, what are you doing? And then she's like, oh my God.
Yeah, it was very sweet. And then the other butler is, what the hell was his name? Something that I wrote it. Martin, he is the London British butler. And then there's like a grandpa. I don't know if we care about grandpa. Grandpa's just there.
Yeah, literally, Lindsay Lohan's like, I always want to remember the smell of my grandfather.
Oh my God, yeah!
Mint and tobacco. I was like, you are out of pocket, Lindsay Lohan.
Listen, if you're gonna be sniffing someone, you might as well own up to it, to their face, you know? That's my motto.
Crazy.
But she meets her mom, and she, like, they had a cute scene too, where the mom's like, sorry, I gotta go, like, do this wedding dress thing. You want to come with me? And she was like, I really do. Oh my God. And then they have, like, a freaking Sex and the City wedding dress montage. And
that was adorable.
Lindsay Lohan's like, my mom is so cool. And I was like, oh, that's cute.
It's really cute. I literally thought of that. I was like, oh my God, that's so fun.
It's so fun. Yeah. And, like, they kind of get away with the switcheroo. You know what was weird, though? So, like, okay, who is it? Annie pretending to be Hallie in California with Dennis Quaid. Like, right away, we meet Meredith Blake. 2 names. 2 could be first names.
Ooh.
That's a sign.
Okay.
That it's not good.
Is it? Okay.
Maybe. In this case. Yeah.
I always think of 2 names as like a jewelry brand. Oh. You know, like I just always feel like it's like a clothing line. I just never think of it like a
Taylor,
person.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I just don't think of like a person. Anywho, she was a bee. She was a big old bee.
But like, okay. She's
but like,
26.
Was she?
She's 26. She's a good-looking lady. He's, what do we think? Mid-40s and up?
Mid-40s.
Like, he's like 20 years older, probably, than her. And there's, like, so many scenes where he's, like, groping her. And then everyone's just like, boys will be boys. And I'm like, wait, that's gross. Like,
Gross.
Why isn't anyone being like, that's disgusting? And there is a scene where Annie, pretending to be Hallie, is like, oh, you're going to adopt her to be my sister because she's so young.
My God, that
and I was like, that's correct.
Me up.
That should always be the response.
She was
to
like,
shit like
I'm
that.
so excited about Meredith. I couldn't wait to have a sister. I was like, this fucking Lindsay Lohan is killing it.
Loved it.
Killing
loved it. Yeah. I just like, I don't know. It was weird. And Meredith Blake, like, she didn't start off as a bitch. And I don't really understand, like, I don't know. She had her own, like, booming business. Like, why did she need to be marrying for money? Was she marrying for money? I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
That's it. They didn't give us really enough about her motivation.
Like, Clarice Kensington did not have a job. She was marrying for money. Okay? We knew it. She swooped in and took Roger Calloway off the market. Like, that I get. But, like, I don't know about Meredith.
Like, is she more innocent?
Or was it just...
She would do dumb shit like, you know, the whole scene when it's like, oh, you want to talk to whatever, the dad, for a charity event? No, he's busy that day. And she, like, made it up. Like, I don't know. I just feel like she was kind of doing... And then, like, Chessie, go make my pancakes. So, like,
that was rude.
Off kind of like,
yeah,
I'm the woman of the house now, so just go do what I want. Like, I just was like, okay, let's be.
Yeah, and obviously then Annie pretending to be Hallie calls Hallie pretending to be Annie, and it's like, hey, there's some shit going down. We got to figure it out. And Hallie pretending to be Annie is like, I want to hang out with my mom more. Bye. And she didn't give it. She was like, fuck my dad. I'm busy with my mom.
I love my mom. I'm never coming home.
Bye forever, Dennis Quaid. Yeah.
Oh my god.
But then, yeah, it's like, no, for real, this is like bad. They're like gonna get married. The summer camp was 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? 8 weeks.
This is some Love Actually shit.
I'm sorry to go back to It Takes Two. But Roger Calloway and Clarice Kensington were engaged for an entire school semester. That's at least 4 months, I'd say. And it's not better
yes.
by much, but it is different. And I was like, eight fucking weeks. 8 weeks from meeting a lady to then proposing, or who the hell knows what happened. And then a week after that, you're going to get married.
I know, a lot.
And he has a track record of meeting a woman on a boat and then marrying her.
And having a kid from it.
Cruise, and then having a kid. You know, I just think Dennis Quaid's at fault for everything.
I believe it. And of course, you know, 90s dads doesn't really. He's still a hero, you know.
Him and his cowboy hat, you know.
The cowboy hat, I was like, you're in Napa. Stop.
Mm-hmm.
Stop.
They did ride horses, though.
Was that really Lindsay Lohan riding a horse?
I don't know. That might have been double.
That looked intense.
Yeah. I also was like, wait, again, It Takes Two. They rode horses, and the one who was pretending to be the other didn't know how to ride a horse, so it was like kind of funny. But then the one pretending to be the other one was like, of course I know how to ride horses. I was like, what do you mean, of course? Like, okay, I don't know.
These are some affluent motherfucking kids.
Mm-hmm. Fencing, horseback riding, sleepaway camp,
poker.
Across an ocean for one of them. Poker. Like, yeah, damn, the affluence. But Bridge, we basically come to a point where they're like, listen here. The jig is up. We switched. Jig is fucking up. Sorry about it. And everyone's like, oh my God, that's crazy. And then they're like, well, the only solution is to bring the London people to America.
Only.
We're not going to tell Dennis Quaid. Because obviously he's, you know, he would do something stupid. So leave him out of that.
Absolutely.
Not going to really explain to mom that he doesn't know that she's coming. The mom gets drunk. What?
That's crazy.
She got so drunk. Why'd she get so drunk? She was just nervous to see him?
Even though
she ran away from him?
But, like, get your act together. What do you mean? You clearly made a deal at the hospital when the babies were divided.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, the logistics are absurd. Okay? Did one of them get breastfed? The other didn't? Like, there's just so many questions.
It's the ultimate nature versus nurture experiment right there.
That really would be. But also just, like, why? How come they both didn't get like a mom? That sucks. You could still like just have the kids see and know you, but just be divorced. What's wrong with that?
Well, everything apparently. So yeah, they all go to this fancy hotel, and this is the hotel where Meredith is like, we're gonna get married here, like, you know, blah blah blah. There's a dog there. I don't fucking know. Both butlers are there. I don't fucking know. Mom's drunk. It's crazy. And then Dennis Quaid is making out with Meredith. And then he sees the mom. And he's like...
He's like, be still my heart. My wine Napa heart.
My wine Napa heart. Also, the mom and Meredith had very similar haircuts. And I was like, I know. I was like, there's so many problems with what's happening. Oh, no. Yeah. And then Dennis Quaid falls in a pool. And I was like, that's good. That's correct.
It's fair.
There's just a lot of moments where I thought we were all gonna, like, be secret keeping for much longer. And then, no. Like, everybody's always like, you got me. This is what's up. And I was like, okay.
And I thought it was funny that they're like, we're such different people. And then, just kidding, we love the same Oreos. And we could do it. And I'm like, if I've never met someone and then I have to, like, play them, I'm getting that wrong. So, like, their whole, to your point, their Ocean's 11 was like, he has everything you need to know about my house. And then, like, at one point, I think Chessie was like, you push the door, not pull it. Yeah. Like, you know, like, I would be that person. I would, like, make a left in the driveway, and they'd be like, your room is here. Like, I'd be like, I didn't remember the homework. I failed the test.
Yeah. But they, like, Dennis Quaid and the mom tell Meredith, they're like, oh, yeah, we were literally married, and these are our 2 children. There's 2 of them. Did you know? Now you fucking know. And I was like, oh, it's like the first hour. Like, I thought, I just didn't think we were going to do that. I thought it was going to be weird. We were going to keep a secret from Meredith. But they're like, well, of course there's 2 of us. Of course we were married, and now we're together again. And, like, it's crazy. And Meredith's not having a good time.
She's not having a good time.
I mean, again, I wouldn't love...
Do we feel bad for her a little bit at this point?
I don't know, because she was
maybe
like...
a little.
I feel a little bad, but I'm also like, what are we doing? You know? Like...
At that point, if I was her, I was like, I'm running for the frickin' hills. You gave away your other kid? Excuse me?
Gave away the kid, yeah.
I'd be like, I'm out. And for that reason, I'm out, sharks.
Tapping out, yep. tap that button out. There's a camping trip, Bridge. See, Bridge. So many Woods moments.
Honestly, though, I love a 90s camp. Doesn't it make you want to, like, smell summer air and grass and just get your knee skinned?
Well, and there's a part where the girls are basically heckling / gaslighting / bullying Meredith Blake in the woods.
Really? They really are.
Really, like, doing a lot of lizard pranks. I was worried about the lizard. I was thinking Matilda, and I'm like, I wish Matilda was here to help with the lizard, but it's fine.
I read that lizard was sometimes real, sometimes CGI, sometimes a fake lizard.
Oh, God. Woof. That's a lot of lizard. But there's a part where, like, because Meredith's like, oh, nature is this crazy, I hate everything. And she disappears, and the girl's like, look at the dad. And he's like, well, I'm not marrying her because she likes being outside. And I really wanted one of them to be like, why are you marrying her, Dad?
Yeah, why are you, Dad?
What? Tell us how gross you are, because we all know why you're marrying her.
Dennis Quaid.
Just fucking own up to it, you son of a bitch.
Dennis Quaid, you love Sean Connery.
You love dragons.
As Dragonheart.
Yes, you do.
Not some Napa Valley PRB.
That's
Get
right.
over yourself.
She cannot fly and breathe fire, okay? She just can't. They do a really fucking funny prank where they pull her, like, inflated bed and let her float across the lake. That was great. I love that.
Did you have that as a kid? Did anyone, like, prank you?
Like, put me in a lake? Like that? I've never been camping like that.
I don't think that extreme, but, like, I remember, like, I would always fall asleep first. This should not shock anybody. Like, I had the shaving cream where you put it in someone's hand and then tickle their face.
Okay.
Very Mighty Ducks.
Yes.
Did you do any of that shit as a kid ever? Sleepovers, you're 12, Come on, nothing?
There probably was, and I just don't remember. I probably was the one being not nice, you know, a little, but nothing
like, what were you doing?
I don't know. Probably not good stuff. I don't know. I'm sure there was something.
One that you would put your hand in warm water if someone was sleeping and then make them pee, which I don't even know if that's happens.
I don't know if that's true. Wasn't there one where it was like put someone's bra in a freezer and then they have to like wear a cold bra? It's like stupid shit like that. I don't know, but the putting the lady in the middle of the lake, I'm like, it's pretty clever. Like they had their heist ideas.
Oh my god.
Also, this is how I know I'm in my 30s. There's a really cool bird that is on her chest when she wakes up, and I was like, "Ooh, what kind of bird is that? I want to know."
You're like, it just creeped up on me, and now I'm into bird watching.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I fucking love the birds, guys. It's great. Meredith is basically like, listen, Dennis Quaid, I was almost murdered in the middle of that lake. Like, who knows? If I didn't know how to swim, I'd be dead. Nobody seems to care. You don't seem to care. And she's like, it's either me or the kids. And he's like, well, obviously the kids. And I was like, again, Dennis Quaid, did we need to go hiking to come to this conclusion? We all saw the writing on the wall, Dennis Quaid. We could have done this an hour ago, Dennis.
Oh my god.
And there's still like a half hour from that point on, because again, I was like, oh, it must be the end of the movie. You know, she's getting her Clarice Kensington embarrassment moment. No. There's more.
There's more.
Because now that Meredith disappears and we literally never speak of her again, we never hear of her again, she doesn't exist. They come back from the hiking and then they're like, Mom and Dad, like, let's hang out. And then they're like, yeah, we're gonna talk about us.
I gotta tell you, if you just Google all this stuff, the internet is fighting for Meredith Blake to say, was she really the villain? Like, people are really like, let's think about it. You know?
That's a question. For all we know, he could have been a predator to her. She might have just wanted to do her PR job, and he's like, hey, come on. Let me cop a feel.
There's a lot of justice for Meredith Blake.
Well,
but to your point, no justice for Clarice Kensington. Say that 5 times fast.
Clarice Kensington. Yes.
Clarice Kensington.
The one thing that I did think was a redeeming quality, a little kind of tiny for Dennis Quaid, was when he was like, oh yeah, and I tried to, like, I found the bottle of wine from our wedding and like, you know, I saved it all these years just for you. Cause she literally was like, what is this? He's like, oh, it's from our wedding. I guess you don't remember. She was just like, oh, that's nice. And I was like, I mean, it is nice. But then she's kind of like, I don't think so. Bye. And then they just like leave. You're like, oh.
Damn.
Now is this the end of the movie? They're like flying away. It's sad and rainy. And did we talk about what we're doing with the children? Like, they know they exist? Like, did we... Nothing? Okay.
Are we ever gonna like apologize profusely for ruining their lives?
Yeah.
Put them
is there
in
ever gonna
therapy?
be family therapy? It has to be over Zoom because we're oceans away. That's right. And, well, Bridge, they get home. They literally walk in the door. They walk in the fucking door. And it's not Grandpa at the desk. Who is it, Bridge?
Okay, this lady was in the original Parent Trap.
Wait, who?
Wait. Which lady are you talking about? The old lady?
Oh, no, I was talking about how Lindsay Lohan is like, I'm here also.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking of the old lady.
Oh.
Never mind. Keep going. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm lost.
So you fell asleep at this point.
I might have fell asleep at
We watched this whole thing where they're like, okay, they're on a long-ass flight from California to England. Like, that's long. That's far away from each other. And they're like, oh, we just got home. We're in London. And then the other Lindsay Lohan's like, I beat you guys here. You know, you should have taken the other flight. And I was like, that's made up. Fucking, first of all, like, I don't know.
I took the bullet train across the ocean.
It's like, I don't think that's real. And then she's like, not just me who's here too. And then fucking Dennis Quaid walks out of the shadows. And he's like, I didn't want to not chase you. And I was like, careful.
He is.
So this could go either way, Dennis Quaid. But then the mom's like, that's so romantic. And they make out. I was like, okay, it's fine. Whatever.
She's better than him.
I think she is. And I'm kind of like, so who's going to quit their job? Because
where are you
I
going?
don't know. Yeah.
They're both killing it.
What's the long-term plan? Yeah.
How are you going to repent for the shit you did for the last 11 years?
Where are the kids going to school?
What are these girls going to do? How are you going to pull apart these twins?
Where's Chessie? Because I miss her. Okay.
Where's Chessie? And then where's Martin? Like, do we gotta fire a whole set of help?
I don't know. I hope not. Where's the dog? We left the dog. Is the dog okay? I don't know. No one knows.
Nobody knows.
They get married on a ship again. And I guess it's nice. And that's how it ends. And there's no Parent Trap 2. Which is probably a good thing, because I feel like it would be like, and we're divorced again. Yeah,
like, what would have happened if he just married Meredith? And then they, like, they kept their lives, and they just would visit each other in different countries.
That might be, like, more real life.
Might that be more real life?
A little bit. Not gonna lie. Oh my god, there is a Parent Trap 2. Embarrassing.
Oh, really? Who's in it?
It doesn't look like it's with Lindsay Lohan, though. This looks like it was a second one to a TV movie from 1986.
I'll tell you this, though. Lindsay Lohan should have won an award for this, and I don't think she did.
I can't believe this was her first fucking movie.
Good.
So good. Oh my God.
She was so good in it.
I couldn't believe how many freckles she had, too. I was like, oh yeah.
I know, where did they all go?
Your skin used to look like.
Yeah, where did they all go?
Well, I think she's had some face.
Had some face stuff.
And, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, Bridge, what do you think? Would you watch or don't watch?
Absolutely watch this.
All right.
It's a blast. What are you doing? Thanks, Mel. Katie?
I mean, I'll watch it when Mel makes me watch it for her Bachelorette Hunger Games, whatever the hell we're going to be doing. And I will be fencing someone, I think.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah, I'm going to win.
That should be an episode.
Yeah, I'll tell you all about it.
Woo!
Well, Bridge, it's my pick. We're going in a weird direction.
Okay.
Ooh, we're still in the 90s, though.
Oh, I love it. Everything's going to be okay.
Yeah, 1999. So let's see. The Parent Trap was a PG rated family movie. This is rated R.
Oh.
How the hell do we classify this? Oh, interesting. A lot of categories for this movie. Dark comedy, satire, adventure, comedy, drama, fantasy. Yeah.
Okay. That hurts my head.
There's been a couple posts about this movie. I feel like because it might be a 25th anniversary. I guess that math makes sense.
Oh.
Of when it came out. And the director and writer of this movie is someone we love and have done at least one other movie of. I guess we've only done one movie of theirs so far. He's a New Jersey native, Bridge. He lives very close by. Who is it?
I don't know.
It's Kevin Smith.
Oh! I was thinking like Wes Anderson, and then I was like, no, the other dude's from Philly. Who was like? I was thinking like
Shamlin. Oh no.
Okay.
This movie has two actors who
this
play
the mall
roles.
One? Is this the mall one?
It's not Mallrats.
Okay.
This movie has two actors who are very A-list. They are BFFFF, and I feel like this movie kind of perpetuated the joke that lots of people like to make about these two friends, how it's like, you guys are definitely like trying to make out with each other.
Is this Dogma?
Yes! Yeah.
Matt Damon and Ben Affleck are in love with each other.
They're both fallen angels, and that's something. Bridge, an abortion clinic worker with a special heritage, is called upon to save the existence of humanity from being negated by two renegade angels, Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, we all saw it coming, trying to exploit a loophole and re-enter heaven.
Wow.
My one fun fact that I love about this fucking movie, and it just makes me love Kevin Smith, is when this was released in theaters, there were a lot of religious people protesting it, and
What?
Kevin Smith, because it's like, you know, like
Oh my God,
Kevin
wait,
Smith
I've seen this.
has
He
made,
showed
like,
up, right?
He showed up and he made a sign and he like was with the protesters, and then they interviewed him and they didn't realize it was Kevin Smith, and he's like, yeah, man, this is just like crazy. Like, I can't believe like they make like such a sacrilegious movie, you know, like respect the Lord. And I'm like, Kevin Smith, you're so amazing.
He's
You're
fucking
such a genius.
so funny. Top tier.
We got Ben Affleck, we got Matt Damon, Linda Fiorentino. We had her in Men in Black.
Yeah.
George Carlin is in this.
Oh, wow.
Alan Rickman is in this.
Rickman.
Chris Rock is in this. Janine Garofalo.
Oh my
Jason
God.
Lee.
Oh my
Kevin
God.
Smith,
Selma Hayek.
Jason Mewes, Salma Hayek. Oh, and Atlantis Morissette plays God. Spoiler alert. Yeah. I remember liking this movie. I haven't seen it in a while, so.
Oh, I'm thrilled. Gwyneth Paltrow?
That sounds about right. She was probably dating Matt Damon at that point. Didn't they date? I think they dated.
I don't even know.
I feel like they did.
Let's party.
Woo!
What a whiplash from Parent Trap.
I know. Keep up.
Okay.
Bridge, yes.
If we're actually twins and our mom and dad lied to us and we actually have the same birthday and all my childhood memories aren't real and we're actually born on the same day. And
do we get my birthday or your birthday?
Whatever.
Okay.
You know, that's fine. And then one of us lived with dad and one of us lived with mom.
Wow.
And then we had to like figure out how to get them together. I would say to you, be like, listen, let's just take all their money and not see them again and go fucking hang out with ourselves.
Hey.
And I would do that for you.
Can we go to a summer camp and
yes, we would just perpetually stay at a
here.
summer camp.
Yeah, we're just renting the isolation.
We'll be like,
camp,
oh, we're not
worry.
going home this week, next week, and then we just do it for 4 years. I would love that.
Well, Bridge.
Yes.
I just want to say, if I do want to stay at the summer camp, I think. Listen, if you were like, Katie, this girl's doing crazy pranks on me. She does look exactly like me, but I'm not going to ask any questions. And I only have one parent. She only has one parent. It's so weird. Anyway, she's like getting me with the pranks. Like, I need help. I would help you move all their beds to the roof of the cabin. I don't know how we do it. I would have to recruit a lot of people, I think.
Hell yeah.
But I would do that for you, and I'd try to come up with more Ocean's 11 pranks, so you'd be the ultimate
that would
prank
be fun.
twin. Yeah. And listeners, if you also think that pranks can be fun when nobody cries because of them or gets hurt, you know, that was most of these. They were just like, what? Crazy.
I mean, I was just going to say, they never got, like, in that really mean.
No. Yeah. And if you think that dividing up twins and then never telling them and
horrible,
really wanting to never have to tell them is also a piece of all this that's bad. If you think that's fucked, hello. And if you think that Dennis Quaid needs to own up to his shit, okay, he's got a lot of splaining to do.
Yeah.
Meredith Blake needs someone else. I don't know. She's got a booming business. I'm sure she turned out probably better off.
I want to see that movie.
Yeah, like her like redemption from that point. Oh, she's like, now my life is truly starting now that I left Dennis Quaid in the woods. If you think all that, you should write us a review. Woo! We love reviews. We love written reviews. You can review us on Apple Podcasts along with some other podcasting apps. We also have a website, sisterswhoseenit.com. On our website, you can request a movie. So there is a form you can fill out. Your request goes on a list, and we look at the list every now and then. We'll do it eventually. And Mel did that. She filled out the form.
Way to go, Mel.
It was on the list. You know, we do look at it.
Our hero, Mel.
And if you're worried we're going to forget, shoot us a message on social media. Give us
another reminder.
And that will help us shout you out if that's you guys. And Bridge, what else can they do on our website?
They can give us money.
Woo!
As well as buy merchandise. There's a lot of stuff there. If you want to be twins, with your sisters who've seen a twin, buy the same outfit. Enjoy.
Same outfit, and then you can cut your hair, and then you can pierce your ears with an apple, something, and have an accent. Yes!
Let's do it!
Yes, so check all that out, listeners, and we hope to hear from you. All right, well, we'll see you all next week for Dogma, which is definitely was an SAT word, I want to say.
Yeah, like, who knows that one?
Not me. I don't, it's definitely, it's related to religion.
Dogs, and you love Maz.
Well,
so.
I sure do, Bridge. That's true. Pretty sure it's just something religion. Okay. All right. Well, I love you.
I love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks for tuning in to Sisters Who've Seen It. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Check out our website at sisterswho'veseenit.com, where you can email us, request movies to be reviewed, and keep up to date with all things sisters. Also, make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. See you next week.